Guilt is a chilling feeling. A rather clever tagline for the 2005 title Fahrenheit, or Indigo Prophecy if you're from the US, since they always have to be different. This game was Quantic Dream's second outing, and it's set to do something completely different from their first entry. Setting the example for their interactive movie genre that led to the critically praised Heavy Rain, Fahrenheit was a very unique and visually stunning game for its time. Personally, I've always loved this game in its entirety, but some people have issues with the way the story develops throughout the experience. So let's take a journey through Fahrenheit Prophecy and see how well developed the story really is. I think it's worth noting that I'm not holding back on story spoilers, so if you haven't already, then I highly recommend you go play the game now. You can buy the PS2 Classic version on the PS4 right now, or the remastered version for PC on Steam, which includes updated visuals that I have recorded the footage with. This game revolves around a man called Lucas Kane, who has committed a murder. The game begins in a bathroom stall where a clearly possessed Lucas walks over to a guy and stabs him a few times in the chest. He then comes back to reality and is heavily distraught by what has happened since, he just stabbed up a guy. Cleanup duty time, and he makes a run for it. It's after this that we meet our other two main characters, Carla Valenti and Tyler Miles. This means that we play as both the criminal and the detectives, seeing both sides of the story. This is what we in the business call absolutely genius. Throughout the game, you are essentially working against yourself when you play as either side of the story. You can either make it really easy or really difficult for the detectives to catch you, depending on your options. It also allows you to see each side of the story from a new perspective. Overall, the characters are all pretty interesting and have their own issues to deal with, as well as the murder case, which makes them feel more fleshed out and real. So since this game is an interactive story, there's no real gameplay to speak of. It's mainly walking around and looking at stuff, choosing dialogue, and doing a bunch of QTEs. Personally, I don't really mind this, and with the success of The Walking Dead, it seems most people don't either. Though this means you can't particularly have a health meter, because it wouldn't really fit in. So a rather cool idea given is the mental health meter. This essentially goes up or down depending on the scenario and your character's mood. When Lucas finds out he'd killed someone, it's shown immediately and goes down, showing the player already that is there and that he's beginning to feel distraught. Doing various things such as washing your hands and hiding the body make it go up slightly each time, teaching you that doing small tasks to increase your mental health meter is essential to making sure an event won't make it go too far down and end with your character killing themselves. I like this idea a lot and it fits well with the game's theme. So being an interactive story, the interactivity is handled pretty well. Now what about the story? Well, this is where I introduce to you
The Cage.
Many people come into Fahrenheit and play through some of it thinking this is just going to be a murder mystery with supernatural elements. You'd be somewhat correct. It very nicely builds up a few mysteries and makes you interested in finding out just why any of this is happening. Then Lucas gets found by the police.
Put your hands in the air.
In one swift run up the door, this game goes from 1 to 11 in just one scene, up until the moment where
It's not gonna happen like that.
the game is in fact relatively tame. Solving clues and hiding from the police all foreshadows the underlying mystery that leaves us guessing with each of our main characters. Not forgetting the most important scene in the game, this interactive sex scene. Wow. There's also another one. Why? From here on, the subtlety is somewhat there, but Lucas has had enough of being a little bitch. Here begins
The Cage.
You are now caught in a spiral of impossible plot twists that you couldn't possibly predict or expect because they shouldn't be happening. When you saw Lucas kill this man, when you saw him hide from the police and struggle with the guilt, did you for 1 second think that Lucas would confront his fears and resolve his issues not through emotional support, but with his goddamn fists? This is one part an emotional journey, another part a journey to Lucas becoming a literal god. In fact, Lucas quite literally dies and he's brought back to life, so he is now unkillable. He has power inside him equated to powers that can destroy the universe thanks to some force he accidentally obtained as a child. You start the game as a murderer, end it as a god. You've just been trapped in and you're not getting out of this one. This really brings a new meaning to Theory of a Dead Man. This game is not only the beginning of the trademark Quantic Dream shower scenes, which each main character fortunately gets, but it also gives birth to Once you begin this game, you will have no idea what to expect. You think you know where it'll go, you think it will keep a fluent pace, but you're proven wrong. You go through a journey through theme parks and rooftops. A cool concept in a game with so much potential becomes something completely unimaginable. How the hell did you end up here? Why is Lucas now able to punch bricks and use the Force? Why is this child actually the solution to end the next Ice Age? Why are there 2 Illuminati clans fighting over this child? Who cares about Tyler's relationship problems when your other character genuinely has the fate of the world in his hands? You think you know David, but but you're wrong. This game will mess with your mind so much, and for all the entirely wrong reasons. Everything that transpires is not what should be happening. This is not where the story was heading. Though, if anything, I think that makes this game pretty genius. I mean, who else could come up with such insane amount of bullshit? Quantic Dream got me. They trapped me in, and after several playthroughs, I'm still there. This game is the true definition of an emotional roller coaster. It's quite beautiful.